Imagine for a moment that the universe, already vast and ever-expanding, experienced a sudden, dramatic burst of expansion. This concept might seem abstract, but understanding it can provide insights into the nature of our universe and the mysteries that still puzzle scientists today. Before diving into the scenario of a rapid expansion burst, let's first get a handle on the universe's regular expansion, which is already mind-boggling enough on its own. How the universe expands. Ever since the Big Bang around 13.8 billion years ago, the universe has been expanding. This means that galaxies are moving away from each other, and the space between them is stretching. You can imagine this like dots on a balloon. As you blow air into the balloon, the surface expands, and the dots move further apart. Similarly, galaxies move farther away from each other as the universe grows. This expansion was discovered by Edwin Hubble in the 1920s, who observed that galaxies were redshifting, meaning the light they emitted stretched into longer wavelengths as they moved away. This led to the realization that the universe isn't static, but constantly growing larger. However, this growth is not uniform. While it was initially faster after the Big Bang, the universe's expansion slowed down due to gravity. But something strange happened about 5 billion years ago. The expansion began to speed up again. This acceleration is thought to be driven by an unknown force called dark energy, the hypothetical rapid expansion burst. Now let's hypothesize what would happen if, out of nowhere, the universe experienced a sudden burst of rapid expansion, a dramatic event that would cause the space between galaxies to stretch even faster than what we currently observe. This is different from the ongoing expansion caused by dark energy. A rapid expansion burst would mean that space itself would suddenly start expanding at an extraordinary rate for a short period before settling back down. Such a burst could theoretically be triggered by a number of factors, such as a sudden fluctuation in dark energy or some unknown cosmic event. But what would the consequences be? Immediate effects of a rapid expansion burst. If the universe suddenly experienced a burst of rapid expansion, the most immediate effect would be on distance. Galaxies, stars, and other cosmic objects would quickly be pushed much farther apart from one another. Currently, even though galaxies are moving away from each other, we can still see many of them because the light they emit reaches us eventually. However, if the expansion rate suddenly spiked, galaxies that are already far away could move beyond the cosmic event horizon, the point beyond which light from them would never reach us, no matter how long we waited. This means that many galaxies could effectively disappear from view. Our observable universe would shrink, and the sky could become much darker with fewer visible galaxies than before. The cosmic web, the large-scale structure of the universe, made up of galaxies and galaxy clusters connected by filaments of gas, would appear to unravel as vast empty spaces rapidly increased between them. The fate of galaxies. On a galactic scale, a rapid burst of expansion would also have an effect on galaxies themselves, although not immediately noticeable. Galaxies are held together by their own gravity, which means the stars, planets, and other objects within them wouldn't be immediately pulled apart. However, over time, as space continues to expand, it's possible that the increased separation between galaxies could weaken the gravitational bonds that hold them together. In extreme cases, if the expansion rate becomes powerful enough to overcome local gravitational forces within galaxies, stars could drift apart from each other, tearing galaxies into smaller pieces. Stars at the edges of galaxies might get separated from their galactic centers, altering the shape and structure of galaxies in a dramatic way. Impact on planetary systems and life. On a smaller, more local scale, such as within solar systems, things would still largely stay the same, at least for a while. The force of expansion operates on a very large scale, primarily affecting objects that are not gravitationally bound to each other. Planets orbiting stars, like Earth orbiting the Sun, would remain largely unaffected because the gravitational force between the Sun and its planets is far stronger than the force of cosmic expansion on such a small scale. However, the long-term effects of a rapid expansion burst could still have profound consequences for life in the universe. As galaxies move farther apart, it would become more challenging for any civilization to explore the universe or communicate across vast distances. The galaxies that once might have been reachable could slip beyond the cosmic event horizon, isolating civilizations on a cosmic scale. For any form of intelligent life, assuming they exist, they might experience a sense of cosmic loneliness. The stars and galaxies that once populated the sky could gradually fade away, leaving only the closest galaxies and stars visible. The heat death and the role of dark energy. A sudden burst of expansion would also accelerate the universe's journey toward what physicists call the heat death of the universe. In this scenario, as the universe continues to expand and objects move farther apart, it becomes increasingly difficult for energy to be exchanged between different parts of the universe. Stars would eventually burn out, black holes would evaporate over time, and the universe would be left as a cold, dark, and empty expanse. A rapid expansion burst would speed up this process by pushing galaxies and stars farther apart at a faster rate, leading to an earlier arrival of this cold, lifeless future. With space stretching faster than ever, energy would become more and more diluted, hastening the universe's slow drift toward entropy. At the heart of this concept is dark energy, which plays a crucial role in the expansion of the universe. Dark energy is a mysterious force that makes up about 68% of the universe and is responsible for its accelerated expansion. If there were a rapid expansion burst, it would likely involve a sudden spike in the influence of dark energy, causing it to push galaxies apart at a much faster rate. Inflation and rapid expansion, a parallel. Interestingly, the idea of a rapid expansion burst is not entirely foreign to the history of the universe. In the earliest moments after the Big Bang, the universe underwent a period of extremely rapid expansion called cosmic inflation. This phase lasted for a fraction of a second, but caused the universe to expand at an exponential rate, growing from the size of a subatomic particle to a macroscopic scale in a blink of an eye. This inflationary period helped explain why the universe appears to be so uniform on large scales, as it smoothed out irregularities and ensured that the universe had a similar temperature everywhere. However, inflation ended nearly as quickly as it began, and the universe settled into a slower rate of expansion that continues today. A modern-day rapid expansion burst would be different from cosmic inflation, but it's interesting to note that the universe has already experienced something similar in its infancy. While the original inflation shaped the large-scale structure of the universe, a new expansion burst could reshape it in unforeseen ways. If the universe were to experience a sudden rapid expansion burst, the consequences would be profound. Galaxies would be pushed farther apart, reducing the number of observable galaxies and isolating regions of the universe from one another. The structure of the cosmos would begin to unravel, with the potential for galaxies and stars to be torn apart over time. Life in the universe could be left in a state of isolation, and the heat death of the universe would likely arrive much sooner. This thought experiment shows us how delicate the balance of forces in the universe is. The expansion of the universe, driven by dark energy, has shaped the cosmos as we know it, but any sudden change in this expansion could drastically alter the future of everything we see around us. While a rapid expansion burst may sound like pure science fiction, it serves as a reminder of how much we still have to learn about the forces that govern the universe. The cosmos is vast, complex, and full of mysteries, and every new discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in this ever-expanding universe.